Yo, greetings, kamikaze sound waves here, and for this video I'm going to do a unboxing, a little quick setup, and quick review of the Steam Link. If you're asking yourself what a Steam Link is, essentially what this thing does, it basically allows you to stream your PC either through your home network wired or wireless to any TV in your house. It highly suggests you to do it wired through an Ethernet cable through your modem, but for me that doesn't make a lot of sense because my ultimate goal with this thing is I'm going to put it in my living room where I have amazing surround sound and play some of my PC games in there. I think that would be incredible. Now, would I have ever bought this for any other reason that it was a great sell on it? Probably not. I have my own office that I love to come in here and play, but this thing was $5. $5 for this thing with $7 in shipping and handling from the Steam winter sale. And I thought at best this could be a really cool way to play my games in my living room off of my PC and stream my PC to my TV in my living room for $12. You know, you can't beat that. It may not work at all. It may not work as advertised. Maybe that's why they're selling it for so low. That's what I'm here to find out. But I thought also at worst it'd be a nice little experiment to see what this thing can do. Now, for this video, I am going to set up to that TV right there, and I am going to set it up wirelessly because my end game is to move it out to my living room, and I'm not going to move my modem router outside to my living room. That's not happening. So we are going to go ahead and set this thing up wirelessly in my office to, like I said, this TV right here, and we're going to see what it does. So like I said, once again, it does highly advertise to do this wired. So if you're thinking that, oh man, already it's wireless, I can plug up my computer anywhere from where my computer's at, let's take a look first to see if that's actually what it can do. Now let's go ahead and unbox this thing. Okay, on to the unboxing of this thing. Now I'm going to say that I really like the way this box looks. I think it looks pretty cool. So this is the front. It has this little sleeve, and basically there's just tape on it to kind of hold it to give this little effect with the box and the sleeve over it. I'm gonna say I actually really dig it. I think it looks really cool. The back basically just says play your PC games on your TV. That's pretty much it, with a few pictures of what it kind of its end goal and what it's supposed to do. So let's go ahead and crack this thing open. So it looks like there's just tape, like I said, that holds this little sleeve thing on. Kind of want to be very careful about taking this off because I actually would like to hold on to this box. It looks pretty cool. This is definitely something I'm going to put on a shelf somewhere. And I'm tearing the blue stuff that came with it. Okay. Oh, there's just tape on the back. Okay, so that should just slide right off. And there is tape here to remove the actual product. And this tape is not wanting to work very well with the old-timer knife. Okay, this should be it. It is. Okay. So, voila. That is what you're greeted with. The Steam Link right on top. That looks pretty cool. That's something I'm going to say. That's a nice presentation there. The styrofoam that's around it, that's sunk in. The logo right here. That's pretty damn good. Now I'm going to say that is, I mean, sometimes you kind of pay for these unboxing experiences, but I won't say that I paid for it this time, but I will say I'm getting it for damn sure. This is a pretty cool unboxing, this reveal of it right here. So let's go ahead and just pick this thing up and see what exactly it is and how big it is. It's about the size of it. Kind of looks like maybe the size of like a hard drive. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So on the back here, you've got HDMI. You've got your Ethernet. You've got 2 USBs, and I would suppose this is for power. And other than that, that's all that's really on it. Oh, there's another USB here on the side. So, all right. So this is basically what you're getting. This is the meats and potatoes of it right here. So let's see what else happens to come in the box. Now, you can play with certain 3 Bluetooth controllers on this thing. It does say you can use PS4 controller, so I am going to end up going that route with the PS4 controller, but you can use lots of wired controllers on it, apparently anything like a USB controller, and mouse and keyboard. Obviously, a lot of computer games are going to require mouse and keyboard, but pretty much anything will work on it, Bluetooth-wise, or just plug into the USBs. I think that's why there's maybe so many of them. Okay, continuing on with the unboxing. Go ahead and just lift this thing out. Go back to the side. Right here you got a quick start guide, which nope, don't need that. Figured it out on our own, man. That's what we do. That's what we do as men. All right, so under this, or actually this is just a box that comes out of a box. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put this one to the side. And let's go ahead and pop the top on this thing. Actually kind of, oh, here we go. We got this one actually has some tape on it as well. So let's go ahead and crack that seal. Okay. Now, for the reveal of what's in here is, okay, so it looks like these, aha, okay. So I was confused there for a second. It looks like these are different power supplies for different countries. So I can't tell you which one is which because I am not been around the world, but it looks like if you decide to take your Steam Link to China, Japan, or Europe, you would be set to plug it into one of their outlets. So these don't apply for me. This thing is not going international. It will be staying put in the house, and yeah, so those don't really apply to me. But just so you know, if you are watching out of the country and you have a different power supply, obviously they got you covered with that. Or if you travel and decide to take your Steam Link along with you, you are covered. All right, pulled this thing up, and looks like we got our power supply. Now this is for us Americans in North America. Yep, this is what I'll be using. So this is our power supply. Okay. And what else we got in here? It looks like we got our Ethernet cable. Like I said, they highly suggest that you use this thing wired. The length from my TV in my office to my modem, don't think this is going to cut it. It definitely won't cut it in the living room. So like I said, they do provide one of these if you want to do yours wired, and your modem and stuff is going to be close enough to your TV if that setup works for you. Like I said, they do suggest it this way, so they do provide that for you. You may need to buy a longer one in your situation, but you know, depends on what your setup is. And then the last thing is, yep, that's what I figured it would be, is a HDMI. So this HDMI is just obviously what you're going to plug the Steam Link to your TV to get the picture. Okay, so that's it for this box. So essentially, if you're from North America, this is basically what you're going to need out of the box, and this is what you get: your power, your HDMI, and your Ethernet cord, and the system itself. So the next thing we'll need to do, we need to plug this thing up to the TV, and we'll get it started with my capture device so we can start seeing what's going on when we plug it up. Alright, so here we are when you plug it up. Basically, there's no power button on it, so this is basically what you're greeted with. There is no way, I believe, to connect Bluetooth controllers right away. So I have this random USB controller, so we're going to go ahead and stick that in and just go ahead and get this thing started this way. I have my mouse and keyboard on deck ready for this as well. It may require that. Okay, the controller is now plugged in. Okay, so here we are. Don't know how I started it. I just started mashing buttons. So obviously I will go with English because that's what I speak. It says A to select, but I don't really have an A button on here. This is more of like a PlayStation controller. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to mouse and keyboard because this seems like it's not working so great. Okay, mouse, keyboard. Now let's see if we can get it to work this way. Okay, that'll work. So let's go back to where I needed to go, which is English. We want to select that. I would assume you could do this with a controller, but it doesn't seem to be working with me. Or maybe it's just that controller. So it looks like it's kind of restarted itself. Okay, so it needs to look for my network. You can't see this. Okay, now I'll put in my password as connecting to my network. No host computer. Oh, okay, well, it's updating something. See what it does here. It did say you need to have Steam on, so let me go ahead and turn my Steam on my computer. Okay, now that it's downloading, I did turn on my Steam, so let's just give this a minute and let us do its thing. Okay, it's done, it's updates. This is what I'm greeted with, so looks like maybe it's just installing the updates. Alright, so yeah, basically now it's having to apply updates, but what I went ahead and did is grab my Xbox One controller, which is not Bluetooth ready, it's only works for the Xbox 360, but I'm going to go ahead and plug this to the Steam Link. This should probably work 10 times better than that other cheap USB controller. But basically you just need, if you only have a regular Xbox One controller, this is just a micro USB. So this is a micro USB cable. And we're still waiting. I gotta say, man, the apply update takes quite a bit of time. I've been sitting here probably a good 7-8 minutes at this point, but it's close though. Okay, so after downloading, applying, etc., we are now officially into the setup. So it's going to give you a display setup. I'm cool with what they have provided. Searching for computers. Hopefully it should be just searching no host computers found. It's your computer on Steam and connected to the same network. Actually, it's not. The reason is because my computer is hardwired. So I'm going to take that off and put it on the network real quick. So now my computer is on my network. Like I said, I keep my computer hardwired 100% of the time. So just took it off and put it on my network. So this is the network. Complete first time connection. Enter this pin on. Okay. So basically you take this code, Steam, if you have Steam up, and you should have Steam up while you're setting this up on your computer, basically it's going to prompt you to put this number in. You just put this number in. So with me having to do this, it asking me to install an additional driver in order for this to work on Steam, and it's going to ask for me to restart my computer. So I'm going to go ahead and kill this real quick, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now that we're all set, I've got my computer on my home network. I've got the Steam connected to my home network, and I have Steam opened on my computer. So now we're going to go ahead and click ready. Okay, like I said, I've switched over to an Xbox One controller. It's going pretty slow. I see the picture on my computer, but I don't. The picture here is frozen, so that's no good. Oh, here we go. Trying to move the controller, it's not working. Let's revert back to keyboard and mouse, I guess. Okay, keyboard and mouse is plugged in, and that's not doing anything either. So at this point, it looks like it is froze. Terrific. Oh, here it goes. It's connecting back to my network. Let's try this. All right, we're going to connect it back, see if maybe that does anything. Looks like it's running a little bit smoother this time. Actually, maybe not so much. Started streaming here. Okay, so it's streaming. So I can move things on my computer, but I can't navigate to this. I don't think that it's going fast enough. I don't think that it's fast enough. Interesting. So I've tried just launching a game off of my PC, not using the Steam Link. Alright, so let's see. It's launched on my computer. However, it's still not launched here on the Steam Link. Still not connecting. So, I'm going to go ahead and say that this thing does not work wirelessly. It clearly doesn't. So, that kind of sucks. Yeah, it still froze. It's clearly playing on my computer, but it's not launching. It's not launching here. It's, let's see, it's starting to do something. It's connecting back to network. It's kicked off. Okay, I'll give it one more whirl. Game in progress. Right, so that's what we want to do. All right, it's going so slow that it's almost like it's not gonna work. It was working there for a second, but it looks like it's not. Yeah, this isn't gonna work, it seems like. my home network. This doesn't look like this. It just does not computing. And like I said, look, they do advertise it very strongly that it needs to be wired. So me trying it wireless, it did not work. Now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to plug this into my PC and see if that fixes anything, because I cannot run it all the way to my router. Actually, I may be able to do that. Let's try something out. Let's try a little experiment. So I completely forgot that I have my Xbox and PS4 wired to my router. So basically all I have to do is just pull one out of my Xbox. So now we have one in the Steam Link run right from our router. Let's see how this improves anything. All right, now we have the Steam Link hardwired to my router. Let's see if we can get a game of Left 4 Dead running on it. It looks like it's not recognizing this controller, which is very frustrating for me right now. Okay, I'm now using PS4 controller wired with a micro SD. I did change USB ports on it. I did change USB ports on the back, so maybe the one on the side doesn't work. So nonetheless, this seems to be running pretty good now. So let's just start off one of these and see about how long it lasts before we get any stutter or whatever. But I mean, button in presses as I'm pressing controller, I mean, there's pretty much no latency. There's no lag whatsoever. It's working. So like I said, they do advertise it for it to be hardwired. It's definitely working this way, but let's still try a game and see what happens there. Now, with this mode, also, your computer still needs to be not hardwired. It has to be wireless, so it's still giving the signal to the router. And now, like I said, now the Steam Link is now wired directly with the Ethernet cable directly from the router directly to the Steam Link. And I gotta say, I got no lag. It's responsive, just like I was playing it on my computer. So I gotta say, it works. It does work. The unfortunate part about it, as it stands out of the box, it does not work wireless, so that is a little bit disappointing. I would have loved for it to work wireless. The idea was for me to put this in my living room, and if the case my living room is so far away, I would definitely have to move my whole router and modem outside of my office, which I'm not planning on doing. So, gotta say, like I said, it definitely works. Okay, I mean, you know, fair enough. All right, so let's just go back to the menu and see if the whole menu and stuff is kind of working out now. Okay, here we go. So here we know I can actually navigate the menu now. All right, that's what's up. So no, I want to go to my library, and this is how I'm going to be able to pick my games. All right, what's up? Pretty cool. So let's just, for the fun of it, maybe just boot up one more game and see how that works out. I gotta say, this is cool though, having my Steam games, like, it feels like it's an actual console I can play on my TV. Pretty cool. I'm gonna boot up some Castle Crashers real quick and see how this goes. Alright, so once again, everything is working as long as it's wired in. And I gotta say, the picture looks incredible on the TV. Looks great on my computer. I mean, this is a PC game. Obviously, it's gonna look a little bit better than consoles and stuff. But I gotta say, the picture on this is incredible. Really digging it. All right, man. So I gotta say, wired, the Steam Link does what it's advertised to do. Play your PC games right on your TV like a console. So, awesome. So to turn it off, you can basically just go in your home menu to this power button, and you could turn off the Steam Link or just stop streaming to it altogether, which that's what I'm going to go ahead and do because the actual thing has no actual power button on it. Okay, so final thoughts on the Steam Link. It works, and they, like I said, they highly advertise it as you should have it hardwired. Now, in that sense, yeah, it works perfectly, and it does exactly what it's supposed to do. I ran 2 games on it. I love the fact that it pretty much puts my computer as a console on my TV. I mean, that's what Big Picture Mode does already in Steam, but to have it playing on my TV is pretty cool because I'm just old school. I'm not used to playing like on computer screens. I'm getting more used to it, but I'm just old school. I like to play games on TVs, even if it is off of my computer. But this is cool. I mean, it works. The only things that I kind of don't like about it is there is no power button. You physically have to go in and turn it off from the system like I showed you. This USB port right here, for some odd reason, I plugged Xbox One controller and a PS4 controller in it, both with a wire, and neither one of them worked. I had, for some reason, luck with these two ports in the back, which I don't understand why. Maybe this is for something specifically, I'm not sure, but I couldn't get controllers to work off of this. Now I did plug my wireless mouse and keyboard here. That works if you're a PC, if you're a keyboard and mouse type of person, if you have that set up wherever you want to use it. That obviously works, as in my PS4 controller. I could not get the Xbox One controller to work for some odd reason. It is an old Xbox One controller, like the very first model, so I don't know if that has something to do with it or not. But these are the only ways that I got to get controllers to work. Like I said, the PS4 controller works. This apparently will support Bluetooth controllers. I didn't find the option with it. I will play around with it a little bit more in the future, but apparently I have read that a PS4 controller definitely works through Bluetooth. I guess the newer Xbox One controllers do, like the ones with the 1S, they actually have the Bluetooth function that plug to your computer. The first model Xbox One controllers do not have Bluetooth, and they only work with the console. But some other wireless Bluetooth controllers may work with this as well. So that's yet to be seen. But anyway, I want to say that my final thoughts on it is it's cool. I like the idea of it, and the price that I paid for this thing, $5 with $7 of shipping and handling. That's a grand total of like $12 and some change. I gotta say, I can justify that price. Now the price unfortunately has shot back up after the winter sale, and it is now back up to $50. Now would I justify this thing for $50? Absolutely not. Not unless you have a bomb ass home network. Now I will say that my router is definitely about 5 years old, maybe 4. Maybe if I upgraded my router and got a really powerful router, that may solve my problem, but I'm not looking to upgrade mine. Mine works for everything in the house as thus far except for this, so I'm not going to go out and buy something just to make this $12 thing work. But no, I mean, like I said, if you have a bomb-ass home network, maybe this whole thing wirelessly will work for you. But some people have their router and what have you set up close to their TV in the living room. I don't. I have it here in my office. My living room is a room over. I could maybe drill a hole in the wall and stuff, but that's just too much to get this thing to work. Like I said, I will probably end up using this, streaming it off of my TV. I kind of like the idea of that. But no, I mean, for the most part, when I do play my Steam games and PC games, I already kind of stream them off of a TV anyway, because I have dual screens, and one of my actual dual screens is an actual TV, so that's just how I have my setup. But I will say, if you can find this back when it goes on sale, maybe they'll drop the sale back down on the summer, on the Steam summer sale. I kind of wish that I would have got the bundle with it, because they were bundling the Steam controller, which I've heard terrible things about. But the thing is, the Steam controller works very well as a mouse cursor and also being a game controller. And they bundled this with it all for like 32 or 33 bucks. So that's kind of nice. You get the controller with this. That controller definitely is Bluetooth and definitely works with this, so you maybe not have to find a workaround. You'll definitely have a wireless controller that you can play around with this thing. But like I said, for $12 here, man, next time if you can find this for sale for 12 bucks, I'd definitely pick one up. If this is something that interests you to play Steam games, if you're an PC gamer, would like to play your games on the TV, it definitely works. Unfortunately, the part about it is wireless. It's not may work for you, but it's not for me. So that's all I really got on it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video. So yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will catch you out in the next one. Later.